Hello, Jayhawk fans. Welcome back. I'm your host, Jamison Mangold. This week on RunitBack, we're hitting all the bases. We have, of course, baseball, volleyball updates, and volleyball matches, and playoff previews. But that's not all. It was a busy week, and we've got it all covered right now on RunitBack.
There's no place like Kansas.
KU baseball is continuing to climb these ranks in what has been an unstoppable season for them. We'll see how this went in last weekend's series against K-State with Landon. And on the women's diamond, softball is just as hot. They'll play tomorrow night, but Xander has an update on their previous games first. With our spring season winding down, fall is around the corner for volleyball. Mia took a look at what they've been up to in the off-season. And of course, track and field heads into another big weekend with the Rock Chalk Classic, but last weekend they traveled to the south to Arkansas. Johnny is racing through what you need to know. We head to a fan favorite with Landon first in baseball. Tell us about K-State, Landon.
Thanks, Jamison. I'm going to swing it out west to Toten Family Stadium, where the Omahawks took part in this year's rendition of the Sunflower Showdown as they took on the Kansas State Wildcats. The Omahawks went into the weekend coming off another huge win as they took down the number 20 ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers in an electric 9-7 victory. The Jayhawks would look to carry this success into this weekend and keep the momentum up on this incredible season against a heated rival. The series started on Friday where the Wildcats could not keep up with the explosive Omahawks offense as the boys in blue would put up 18 runs. That's right, 18 runs. And this was just in 7 innings as the Jayhawks would put up so much offense that the game would end in an 18-6 Mercy Rule victory. And this was a great start to the weekend, and this definitely helped strengthen the narrative of KU owns the state. The Omahawks would look to continue their hot start on Saturday in the second game of the series. However, the Wildcats offense showed up to play on Saturday as they put up 8 runs going into the 9th and as they had a 3-run lead. The Jayhawks did not want to give the Wildcats any hope as with 2 runners on in the 9th, All-American Brady Bollinger hit the sweet spot on the bat to send a ball into deep left and creep over the wall for a 3-run home run to fire up the Jayhawk faithful and would claim the lead. The Bullpens then slammed the door to cap off an incredible 10-8 victory to clinch the series for Kansas. Although a series win over your heated rival was amazing, the Jayhawks still smelt blood in the water. The Jayhawks offense would not take a day off as yet again they were red hot going into the final day of the series as they would put up a commanding 9 runs, and although the Wildcats would not give up, they just did not have enough in the tank as the Jayhawks would take the final game 9-7. The Omahawks opened the utility closets and brought out the brooms as they swept the boys out west and showed who has the best team in the state. The Jayhawks stay atop the Big 12 and will stay out west as they will take on the Shockers of Wichita State on Tuesday. That's enough for me on this diamond, so I'm going to hit it over to the smaller diamond in Lawrence, where Kansas softball competed in a conference series of their own. Xander, I hope the Jayhawks' success in Manhattan carried over to the girls in Lawrence.
Landon, your hopes were indeed fulfilled as KU softball defended home turf and grabbed the series victory over the Iowa State Cyclones this past weekend. Now, due to weather conditions, we started out with a doubleheader on Friday where the game split. It was the Jayhawks who came out swinging and connecting to rout the Cyclones in just 5 innings by a score of 12-2. But just 30 minutes later, their bats went quiet in Game 2 as they managed just 1 late run courtesy of senior Campbell Bagshaw in a 4-1 loss. With that, the series came down to the Senior Day game on Saturday afternoon, and for a while, it looked like we were headed for a repeat of the prior night. Kansas was down 2-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th, but seniors Haley Kripe and Bagshaw notched RBIs in back-to-back at-bats to tie the game. Extra innings were needed to decide this one, and it was Anna Souls who played hero for the Jayhawks when she drilled this ball over the fence in right field to send the Cyclones spinning back home and clinch a 4-2 Jayhawk victory. Dollar Dogs drew a big crowd for the Senior Day game, and for an extra special touch, we got some bark in the park action with actual dogs filling up the stadium. Both the fans and dogs alike stayed after to watch the post-game senior celebrations, and the moment nearly brought tears to the eyes of head coach Jennifer McFalls.
I mean, we're in this position because of them. You know, they've given us everything for 4 years. And, it's been tough. I'm not going to lie, but it's a special group. Couldn't be happy for this group of seniors. They deserve this, and just to finish off today knowing that our season's not over, and they know that, and they feel so good about the process and what they've done and everything they've poured into this program. So, the coolest thing is we're not done. We got a lot ahead of us right now, and couldn't be happier for this senior group today.
This was the 32nd win for the team this year, marking their highest total since 2015. They've won 7 of their 8 conference series so far, and will now look ahead to tomorrow's final home matchup versus the Wichita State Shockers before they hit the road and close out their regular season with a series against the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. The end to softball season may be in full swing, but another KU sport is already looking ahead to next year. Mia, what's the KU volleyball team setting up?
Thanks, Xander. It's always nice seeing the Lady Hawks show up and show out on the field. Now, from the field to the court, it's time to take a look at KU women's volleyball and preview what's to come in the fall. But first, let's start with the alumni game that took place on Thursday night, honoring familiar faces back to Horst Arena, where most of the memories are held for these alum. Notable players that played in the match include more recent alumni like Ryan Swanson, while also welcoming back 2016 standout Cassie Waite, one of the top liberos to enter the 2016 season and 2015 Libero of the Year, showing that the love of the game still runs strong in their veins. Moving on from the Alumni Showcase, the Lady Hawks are officially getting ready to show up in the fall and turn the page to a fresh 2026 squad. A younger roster is taking the lead for spring, highlighting 3 new freshmen and transfer addition Olivia Haysbrook, as the team recently played its first exhibition matches together. Building off last season's dynamic, the team carried that energy into an SEC doubleheader split just a few weeks ago. Dropping 1 to Mizzou and beating Arkansas, the team is in full grind mode, fine-tuning the new roster and shuffling up the lineup for the upcoming fall season. Here's what Coach had to say about the perks to spring ball.
You can see strengths, weaknesses for a coach. It's really nice because you can see what we've been working on. Is it working? And what we've been working on, and what do we need to continue to do?
The KU volleyball fall schedule is released, and I know Jayhawk Nation is excited to watch this new team make it all happen this fall. Now, let's shift from the net to the track and take a look at how track and field is hitting its stride this season with Johnny.
Thank you, Mia. The Jayhawk track team had an outstanding day at the John McDonnell Invitational and the OU O-Ring Open on Friday. Several Jayhawks PR'd, while the biggest story of the weekend comes from that of Anthony Meacham. Anthony set a new school record in pole vault as he is the first Jayhawk to own the height of 5.8 meters, beating out the previous record of 5.77. This feat placed him first in the Invitational and is now the second time in his career that he has cleared the 19-foot mark. The first time was earlier this season at the Battle of the Bayou. He is now tied for the highest clearance nationally. Mason Miners-Hagen claimed the top spot for the women's pole vault. She had a height of 4.22 meters. She is now undefeated this outdoor season as she has claimed first in every single meet. Just an absolutely elite performance for the Jayhawk pole vaulters. The field dominated the day for the Jayhawks, with the next win being that of Kirsten Wicks, who won with a height of 2.17 meters in the men's high jump, which ties the 10th best clearance this season among the nation. Then Rochelle Stanley won the women's long jump with a leap of 4.29 meters, marking her personal best as well. To close out the day for the field events, Corey Randall won her first event this season with a triple jump of 12.93 meters. On the track, Sydney Smith picked up the second win of the day with 58.5 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles. This is her second win of the season as she just keeps improving each and every week. Devin Mathis and Jericho Tokic also claimed new personal bests to finish out 4th and 5th for the men. And to close out the night for the Jayhawks, Tanner Talley won the men's 800-meter run with a personal best of 1 minute and 48 seconds. The Jayhawks are now set to take on anyone and everyone at the Rock Chalk Classic on Friday and Saturday. That's all for the Jayhawk track team, but the action is running back after this short break.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
The NBA playoffs are in full swing and the intensity is rising as teams begin to separate themselves in these first-round matchups. Let's start with the Western Conference Finals, where the Oklahoma City Thunder have nothing short of dominant. They've taken a commanding 3-0 series lead over the Phoenix Suns and now have a chance to complete the sweep tonight. Oklahoma City has controlled the pace, locked in defensively, and executed offensively at a high level. Led by famous flopper SGA with momentum fully on their side, the Thunder are looking to send the message to the rest of the league that they are going back-to-back. Staying out the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves are also strong position, leading their series 3-1. But the story has quickly shifted. Superstar guard Anthony Edwards is expected to miss the remainder of the series due to a knee injury. Edwards has been the heart and soul of the Timberwolves team, and his absence changes everything. Now the pressure shifts as the rest of the roster, Rudy Gobert, has been playing amazing defense on Nikola Jokic as he has been really inefficient in this series. If the Timberwolves win tonight, Jokic will be 1-6 in the playoffs against 50-win teams. I don't know how you get 3 MVPs and can barely beat good teams, but I don't make those decisions. Then there's been a matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. The Lakers hold a 3-1 series lead, but it didn't come easy. They had a chance to finish the series in Game 4. But the Rockets responded on their home floor, keeping their season alive. Now heading into Game 5, the Lakers will look to regroup and avoid giving the Rockets any extra confidence. Because in the playoffs, once a team starts to believe, momentum can shift quickly. But it won't matter most likely. Houston Rockets, Bottle Rocket, Hot Pocket, Lakers in 5. Across the board, the theme is simple. Closeout games bring pressure, urgency, and sometimes surprises. Seasons on the brink looking to finish while others fighting to survive. If this series has shown us anything so far, it's nothing is guaranteed in the playoffs basketball. Through the playoffs are still going, the NFL draft is now finished and in the books. Landon, all I want to know is how our Carolina Panthers did this year.
Yes, Jimmy, the Carolina Panthers reigned supreme in the NFL draft this year with back-to-back A-plus grades courtesy of PFF. But that's besides the point. The NFL draft was this past weekend, and it's one of my favorite holidays of the year. Seeing guys like Caden McDonald, who didn't even hear his name called on all of day one, but chose to stay in the green room just to walk the stage the next day after being selected by the Texans in round 2, giving Goodell a hug. That's the beauty of the NFL draft. But with that beauty comes drama. With pick 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers made the call to receiver Mekhi Lemon, while the Cowboys were selecting at pick 20. However, they did not take into account that you should not be calling players before it's your turn to pick. While on the phone with the Steelers, the Eagles jumped up to pick 20 and stole Lemon. The clip speaks for itself here, and this might be the most insane moment in draft history.
Hey, why Philly come? Yeah.
Oh, Philly just traded for you.
Hello?
This is Philly. They just traded for you. Philly's picking you right now.
Disaster for the host city Steelers. Moving on, we've witnessed 2 of our hometown Kansas Jayhawks hear their names called on draft night, and they'll unfortunately have to play each other twice a year, both playing in the NFC West. Offensive lineman Enrique Cruz was first off the board, pick number 179 to the 49ers, but it wasn't too much later till receiver Emmanuel Henderson heard his name called at pick 199 to the reigning Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Along with Henderson, his quarterback, and my sweet prince, Jalen Daniels, was signed as an undrafted free agent to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just sucks he's going to have to watch Bryce Young torch the Bucs defense twice a year, but hey, enjoy that warm weather, Jalen. Moving on, we're now going from the heat to the ice as Luke has it all with the NHL playoffs. How's it going over there, Luke?
Thank you, Landon. The ice is frozen as round 1 of the NHL playoffs is coming to an end. Some teams, such as the Hurricanes and Avalanche, are already moving on. However, there are some teams still in the heat of the battle looking to make their way into the next round. The first matchup that could go either way is between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. Right now, the series is 2-1 with Utah up top. The newly rebranded Mammoth look to bring Utah their first ever playoff series win in just their second year. However, Vegas is battle-tested and won't go down easy. Another series that has been very competitive is the Tampa Bay Lightning and Montreal Canadiens. The series is currently knotted up at 2 with 3 out of the 4 games going into overtime. The Canadians took Game 1 and 3, with the OT winners coming from Uri Slavkovsky and Lane Hudson. Tampa Bay secured Game 2 with an overtime goal from J.J. Moser. There was no overtime in Game 4, but this series could really go either way, with just about every game being decided by one singular goal. The last series is between the Minnesota Wild and Dallas Stars. This series is through 4 games, and it's tied 2-2. This series is between 2 Stanley Cup contenders and has absolutely lived up to the hype. There's been everything from big hits, fiery moments, and goals that will go down in franchise history. Coming into Minnesota with the series tied 1-1, Dallas scored in a double overtime thriller on a tip-in from Wyatt Johnson out front. This put Dallas up 2-1. However, in Game 4, Minnesota struck back with an overtime goal from Matt Boldy that sent the crowd into a frenzy.
Kaprizov out to Spurgeon. Half a minute to go. A shot! They score! Matt Boldy wins it for the Wild!
The NHL playoffs are sure to provide us with some more crazy moments as they go on. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for me today, but don't worry, we got tons of stuff coming up after the break.
Not only do we love KU baseball here, but MLB season is here too. Patrick has a look into what's ahead this season. And then, of course, we wouldn't leave without some roundtable action. Landon, Sam, and Michael are back with the UFC. And nothing wrong with some friendly competition. RunitBack is once again putting our sports knowledge to the test on the sand volleyball courts. We'll see who the champions were soon. Patrick, we're pitching it over to you.
Thank you, Jameson. We are a month into the eventful MLB season, and we've seen new superstars emerge and also some underperforming. We're going to be starting in the AL Central in the Windy City with Munetaka Murakami on the White Sox. Last week, he had 6 home runs in 7 games and have given the desperate White Sox team something to finally cheer for, posting a league-leading 11 home runs so far with a .935 OPS, and he's only a rookie. And how about the Yankees' new superstar, Ben Rice, looking better than Aaron Judge this season? He's top 5 in home runs and a contact machine, combining his .326 average with his power. If he can keep his OPS above 1,000, he could win the MVP award. It's sitting at 1180 right now. And I can't even hint at the MVP if I don't talk about Yordan Alvarez. Coming off a season of injuries and disappointment, he's playing like they're banging on trash cans in the dugout. He's first in hits, batting average, home runs, OPS, total bases, and there's no steroid test needed because he has the most beautiful swing I've ever seen in my entire life. The league isn't all sunshine and rainbows, though. We've had plenty of slow starts from superstars. For the second year in a row, Rafael Devers is slow to get going, this time on his new team in the Bay. A guy you can usually count on to make good contact or work a walk, just hasn't put it together yet. He's hitting only .216 with just 2 home runs, but only having 6 walks in 28 games this year after being top 3 in the stat might be concerning. Devers' former teammate isn't safe either. Jarren Duran is bottom 10 in WRC+, and he's hitting a mere .189 at the plate. Coming off of 14 WAR in his last 2 seasons combined, he seems to be on a bit of a skid. I know being a lefty hitting in Fenway isn't always the easiest thing, but he's part of the reason the Red Sox have been terrible to start 2026. And now for our main event, Landon, Sam, and Mike are going for each other's throats at the round table. Boys, keep this one clean, would you?
Thank you, Patrick. Indeed, the main event. 13 UFC events have transpired so far this year, and packed into those cards, gentlemen, are several unforgettable moments. The NFL Draft was last week. It's now time for the UFC Quarter-Year Review Memory Draft by RunitBack. That's a mouthful. Sam, Mike, Landon, let's begin with you, Mike, the first overall pick.
Yes, Sam. You're going to give me the first pick, so I'd be an idiot to not take Blades versus Hokit. I mean, come on, as Landon alluded to in an earlier discussion, maybe the greatest heavyweight fight ever.
I mean, I can't disagree with you. That's obviously the first, unanimous overall pick. Can't disagree there. With my first overall pick, I'm gonna take the Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett fight at 324. I mean, it just shows Gaethje's still got it. Paddy Pimblett might be coming for a title here shortly.
I don't know. I mean, he talks a lot, but
Scousers don't get knocked out though.
Yeah, he barely held on, but he survived.
He didn't though.
All right, to round out round 1, I'm taking Carlos Ulberg's insane knockout win over Yuri at UFC 327. This man tore his ACL in round 1 and then somehow found a punch to beat Yuri, who kind of played with his food and gave up the belt.
Sam, how do you do that? How do you finish a fight after tearing your ACL?
Jerry gave him mercy. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give him
but
some
you
space."
Stay
he got
in
KO'd.
it. You stay in it. That is incredible.
The one negative is might not fight for a while, but it was still a cool moment.
Got the win. Got the win.
Snake draft, so I'm taking pick 4 here, second round. Cody Garbrandt versus Long Zhao, UFC 326. This was crazy. Garbrandt got hit low multiple times, points taken off from Long, so he lost the fight in the end. Garbrandt was keeled over a bucket, vomiting. And then after they resumed, they just ran full steam at each other and screamed in each other's faces. And Long Zhao had some translation problems with Herb Dean, the ref. Just absolute madness.
I mean, and you mentioned Herb Dean here. Yeah. With my pick in the second round, I gotta go Benoit Saint-Denis versus Dan Hooker. I mean, Saint-Denis just that fight should have been taken out maybe 40 seconds too late, and Herb Dean just let it happen.
That's been a serious problem. However, I will say Benoit Saint-Denis, maybe the coolest name in sports.
Great name.
I don't know. You brought that up earlier. Yeah. He's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Two definitives there. Great name, and Dan Hooker's a punching bag.
Unbelievable. Now, with my second pick, I'm taking Strickland versus Hernandez. Such an impressive TKO win for Strickland, landing 111 total strikes opposed to Hernandez's 57. I'm taking this simply because of how dominant Strickland was throughout those 3 rounds. Unbelievable.
See, but I mean, Strickland, he's fighting in this UFC, the White House card.
The White House card, yes. See, that is my next pick too. My third pick, I'm going to go ahead and give me the White House card lineup. Gaethje versus Topuria. Pereira versus Gain, and perhaps my most underrated lineup of that night, Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. No shortage of incredible matchups for what is sure to be a historic night for the Octagon.
You should have put Strickland in that fight. I mean, that 100%. Guy bleeds red, white, and blue.
He's America. He's the face of America.
He is the poster child of America.
But Hokett's performance in your first round pick, that's the reason he's there. So it should be
and I can't wait for that.
I mean, piggybacking off of that, I'm going my favorite out-of-ring moment of the year. Ilia Topuria calling out Islam and his manager on Twitter, and then telling Justin Gaethje, when you wake up, everything will already be over. He is calling a shot to stay undefeated. I mean, I don't blame him.
Listen, it's easy to talk on social media. All I'm going to say is I'll see it when it happens.
I mean, have you seen this guy? I mean, he might be pound for pound one of the greatest ever.
Might be the steal of the draft there. I forgot about that. Yeah. And if he loses, man, he's going to lose a lot of that aura.
Might have to retire.
Dangerous man. Final pick 9, round 3. Round out my 3 here. Alexa Grasso's deadly finish versus Macy Barber, UFC Seattle, March 28th. I thought about taking the whole card because the whole card was crazy, but Macy Barber got hit,
a KO
deadly hook, and
into
then
a submission.
I mean, she was
into the rear
Has
naked
that ever
choke.
happened before? A KO into a submission. I mean, she was out for.
She was falling down, and she made sure to finish that fight.
Yeah, there was some major concerns there for safety.
So
when she woke back up, the moment was cemented. It was great. What a knockout there. What future draftable memories are still in store for 2026? Well, you'll likely want to be sat this Saturday for JDM Protest in Perth, but get some sleep. It's a 6 a.m. main card start. That's enough from us. So last week, the RunitBack crew attempted to play sand volleyball. Take a look.
Thanks, guys. That ring is definitely way more violent than the ring that we are in right now. We are out here about to play some sand volleyball. It'll be girls and Anthony against the rest of the guys. So let's get into it.
Need to communicate.
You gotta get team takeover.
That's right. Do a team takeover. Coach is right, guys. If we want to win, it's on us. Yeah! Right there. Out. Yeah!
Oh, just out. It's all right. All right, bro. That was unathletic. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, shit. Can we get that in slow-mo? Can we get Johnny's hit in slow-mo, please? Zach's not that good, so this will be easy. I got it. Help. Yeah, there we go. Watch over, Logan. Watch over. Everyone out. Anthony, get it. Help, I got it. Logan. Yes, get it, Alex. Logan, I got it. That's it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, dream team.
that's out. If it hits the net, no, if it hits the net, that's out. Yeah, that's out. It's in the rule book. It's in the rule book.
But we stay calm, cool, and collected over here. There's no issue. We're up 4. Johnny's gonna whiff this. Whiff opportunity! Yep, told you. Okay. No, she doesn't. Me. Woo! Come on! Come on.
Let's see if him hit it. Let's see if he can make it 10 in a row. Oh, and he does, because Mia hits it straight into the park bench, and a pedestrian was hitting the crossfire. And she says, cut that, but we're not cutting that. We're keeping that in the show. Go ahead and talk while I'm going to be you. Computer. I am very angry. I am angry. I am the computer. My teammates are not hitting it well.
Really, like, guys, I really want to forfeit. I want to quit.
I don't understand why. She does not have it. She says, oh, I got it. She doesn't have it. She goes, woo, no, no. Computer, cut that out. Computer, cut that out. It's got this. He had it. You literally called a fair catch. I saw it, dog. You went. So confident in my guy. I'm not even looking. Teamwork, huh? Teamwork, huh? Teamwork, huh? Yeah, yeah, that's why he's MVP. That's why he's the GOAT.
I will bring us back single-handedly. There is no I in team, except there's an A in Anthony. Oh, you. It's okay.
I touched the ball. I'm landing. I can't hit a volleyball.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for us. The better team won, obviously, which was us. Thanks, Zach, for being our captain. And Jameson, we're going to toss it back to you in the studio.
Must have just been an off night for my team, but we'll come back next time. Anyway, that's all we have for today's show. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, we have our last show of the semester live at 2, so don't miss it, as we give our final sports updates heading into the summer. Before that, though, check out Playmakers live on Fridays at 12 and find us on Media Crossroads. We'll see you next time on RunitBack.
There's no place like Kansas.
Oh!